guess this one is a 1948, I think, musical starring Dorothy Lamour, Lulu Belle. Yeah, this is an hour and 27 minutes, so I'm gonna get started. No chat this time. I don't need to chat. Take a little break from the chat. Yes, I need a break. Here we go. I haven't seen this movie in years. George Montgomery. Linda Farrell. Another black and white movie. I haven't done one since King Kong, so. New York, just after the turn of the century. My home. Happy days. Yeah, Dorothy Lamour was a sweetie pie. She was on all the road movies with Bing Crosby and Bob Hope in the 40s. Well, most of them except for Road to Hong Kong. That's the only one she didn't do. It's a beautiful brunette. She had a great voice, was beautiful, and she's so talented. I want to do more black and white movies next year because they're classics. I did a couple this year. I did the original King Kong, the original Godzilla, the original Camera. I did the Giant Claw. So sweetie pie. The sound is not very good in this movie, but it's because it's old. I like how they had sets back then. No CG. Was that a gunshot? A mystery shooting. End up in critical condition. It gets dark real quick. Within And this movie's short and sweet. It's not over 2 hours long like some of the movies that came out this weekend. Two of them, to be exact. This is more the SpongeBob movie than the House being fire ass. Because those are long. I don't know why they're so long. Gotta eat something. This whole movie's a flashback, like Titanic, in a way. Forgot that it has a downbeat opening, and I haven't seen this movie in years. Yeah, this whole movie's a flashback. It's like the movie The Fly, the original Fly. The whole movie is mostly a flashback of what happened to him before he died. The singing is fantastic. A man's job. You heard that, folks? I don't drink. I just don't want to ruin my body. I already ruined my body with junk food. You know, how fat I was. Well, I still am. Yep. Water right in the face. He struck a woman. Did you see that? Yeah. Some things in this movie haven't aged well. I know that actor. He was in a Three Stooges short in the same decade. He was a Mexican. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Not yet. At least in the new year, I could do podcasts for other movies. Old black and white movies are usually some of the best films. Some of them are downbeat. There's no doubt about it. Like this movie's opening, I forgot that was downbeat because the whole movie is the story of her life from the beginning until the very end. So that's why I haven't seen this movie in years. Not terrible. It just it's not like the road movies that are happy and lighthearted. This one's more dramatic. We're 12 minutes in. Well, 13 minutes in now. I shut the chat off because they're not going to care about this movie. It's from the 40s. They probably never heard of it. It's on 2B, so you can see it for free because it's public domain. Hell yeah. This was directed by, um, it doesn't say in the back. Wait. Yeah, Leslie Fenton. So he directed the movie. This is the last black and white movie I'm doing for this year. Yeah. Pearl. The costumes in this movie are great. I like when films were actually made and not manufactured back in the day because they had to try harder. Nowadays, they don't have that luxury. They just say do everything in front of a computer because that's the easy way out. No, I want filmmaking again. No more of these shortcuts. With Spider-Man, I don't need a ton. I don't need effects in every single shot. I sometimes just tell a story. Sadie doesn't need to be CG. She needs to be real. Just to let you know, I've seen enough CG to last me a lifetime, guys. Sometimes I just want to see cinema. That's why when I see movies like, well, Drop came out earlier this year. I want to see it because it's not just a CGI fest. It's a woman. It's a real woman, not a computer. Sometimes it's good just to have real people because in Avatar you don't see anything real. Everything is a digital effect. And even SpongeBob, it's all CG. The animation. It's not the hand drawn animation from the 90s and the early 2000s. This world is just way too reliant on digital effects instead of doing things with their hands. That's why I like cosplayers because they could use their hands instead of CG. They rarely use CG for their costume. I don't want to see another overlong movie because uh, Ghost World is a good movie. It's just way too long. It's a bit long. This is like 20 minutes shorter than Ghost World. hmm They probably wanted Clark Gable, but they couldn't get him, so they got Robert Montgomery. Because I did the original King Kong. I don't own the remake from 2005 because it's very long. I'll eventually do that one next year, but because it's been 20 years since I saw it in the theater, but it's just too long. 3 hours is a lot. If I have to see the 3 hour cut, I have to do it in like two parts. There's no way I could do 3 hours in one sitting. It's just a lot to deal with. Because Endgame technically is not 3 hours if you don't count the end credits. It's 2:49. That's long, but I've done movies longer than that, like the Batman. Some movies need an intermission when they're over 3 hours. Look at Killers of the Flower Moon. That movie was endless, and it needed to be shorter or have a intermission. I'm just glad the holidays are over next week. After Christmas, I'm gonna relax. I'm doing one more podcast, and then I'm gonna take a break. I'll do my best and worst of the year by next Sunday, and then New Year's Eve. I'm doing my update, and that's it for a while. I need a break. I've done enough podcasts to last me for a lifetime this year. This is like Dyer Van Frank. The whole story is from the point of view of the person telling the story. Let's just say I don't want to see a movie like this with a date because if their lead female character dies in the first 5 minutes, yeah, it's not going to put her in the mood. Just put something romantic and not tragic. Hmm. I like that line. $3 a week. That was a lot back then. Now that's nothing. $3 could barely get you something at McDonald's on sale. Influential people. I normally don't do dramas, but since I haven't seen this movie in years, I wanted to remind myself it's well made. I just don't like the opening is a bit after the song. It just gets downbeat for no reason. I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, there it is. Kiss. Dramatic fade out. Because dramas just they just bum me out most of the time. They're usually very downbeat, and some of them are just hard to sit through. That's why I don't sit through It's a Wonderful Life. It's just too dramatic. It's too long and it's dramatic, and it just hurts. I'd rather watch a movie that has some dramatic moments, but can make me laugh and smile. She was so beautiful, man. Still is to me. I respect the old tactics of cinema because back then they had to work hard to make a film. Now, again, everything is done with machines. It's too manufactured. Nothing is sacred anymore. Everything is on the table. Tomorrow I'm gonna go out, so I'm not gonna do a podcast. I need a day off. It's my last Saturday I'm going out until the year's over. After that is the 27th, right? Yeah, and that's that. I'll do a podcast that day because there won't be any more events for a while until January. My birthday's not a Saturday; it's a Monday next year, so I'm gonna go out that day. I don't bet. I want to keep my money next year. I guess I can shut off the heat now. Hold on. This. This is nice and warm. There, that's better. It wasn't freezing up here. It just needed the heat because it's very windy today. That's better. Plus, I don't want this heater to melt my plug because I need this to use the DVD player. I'll get a new DVD player next year. For the room. But, what a year this was, man. I did I did over 100 podcasts this year. It's probably the most I've done all in the past 5 years. Because last year I took almost a whole week off when I got my surgery. It was about a year ago. I got my surgery and I'm doing fine now, but I still need a break. I did so many movies and franchises this year. So I'll stick to YouTube videos for a while in the new year because they're shorter and there's no chat and I don't have as much any technical issues. They could get uploaded a lot faster than a podcast. So you could hear everything. $28 minutes already. Again, that was a lot of money in 1948. That's like 100,000 now. I agree. I hope my package doesn't get wet today. It's supposed to come here later. Hmm. I know. Because at Comic Con, you can't go in with $10 in your pocket to expect to do much. You can buy some comics and things like that, but you can't meet people and get autographs with. You have to have more than that. It's a good performance for her being on her own without being in pop. Again, this is a different time. good to see a nice quiet movie from the 40s. No effects in this one, just people talking, but it's not overly long. That's Glenda Farrell, yeah. Yeah, I agree. The only two women in the movie, main characters anyway. Hmm. And this is a one-off movie. There's no sequel to this. Because I haven't shut off the chat in a while. I needed to today. I don't want to read a bunch of words. I read enough of my inboxes on Facebook and Instagram and all the emails I get every day. 33 minutes in. She does. It's the only black person in the movie because, again, it was the 40s. Different time, guys. Hmm. Hmm. I agree. one drink. It's usually what it does. It starts wearing you out. Characters. Hmm. Hmm. It's 11 o'clock already. 11:46. I slept late last night. That's why I got up so late to do this podcast because I wanted to do it. We know. Put my quilter on my head. It's cold in here. It's better. She wasn't a nobody by 1948. "39 minutes in." Yeah, you can't win all the time. Everything's about status and money nowadays. The dress is nice. 2nd-rate tanker. Forty-three minutes in. Forty-four minutes. At least it's short. It's not a long movie because some black and white movies are very long, and it's gonna be hard to sit through them when they're like 3 hours, like Seven Samurai. Hmm. I agree with them. Hmm. Hmm. Just in my way. I get it. Yeah. Don't struggle. Hmm. There's like 40 minutes left of the movie. Oh, Butch. Tensions are high in this movie. Yes, she is. Old cinema will always be in my life. I know I'm not saying much. It's just that I want to enjoy the film. I don't want to just talk every 2 seconds.
Rock on that.
50 minutes in already. So at least the pacing of the movie's not that slow. Hmm. It's 12 o'clock already, p.m. She was such a great singer. In every movie she sang in. So yeah, we're almost an hour in and we're done with the film. We're almost to the third act. It's pretty short. An hour and 27 minutes is a lot shorter than an hour and 46, or 2 hours, or 3 hours. Winter starts on Sunday, so some people, some of my subscribers probably never even heard of this movie because it's from the 40s, a different time. There wasn't diversity hires back then. The black people are the ones, serving the white people in this movie. Again, it was the 1940s, guys. Now it's the polar opposite. Now everything's diverse. Maybe things are too diverse nowadays where everything has to be color coded. Nothing could just be a movie or a show anymore. It has to be a message. I get it, guys. After the year I've had, I don't need diversity in everything. I don't. The movie Flow doesn't have any diversity. There's no dialogue in it. It's just animation. I'll probably just see that in January. There won't be accents if there's no dialogue. Makes sense to me. Again, more fighting. Fisticuffs. Why are they fighting? Because men are Neanderthals. They can't mind their own business. They have to always start fights. Most 90% of fights that happen in the street are with men, usually. Yep, what a sucker punch. Oh, there's some blood in this movie. That was rare in the 40s. They didn't show a lot of blood. They rarely show blood because, again, it was a simpler time when they didn't start putting graphic violence in the movies until like the 70s. Like, really a lot of graphic violence. When he got to, like, The Exorcist and things like that, and Halloween. Or Cannibal Holocaust, which is really violent. He stabbed him. Wow, that's gangster. Man, his anger just got the best of him. Like, no, don't do something you're going to regret. All for a misunderstanding. Yeah, now the cops show up. Crime doesn't pay, guys. It doesn't. That's why I don't commit them. This year was a crime against humanity for most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. I could have done like 1,000 podcasts if I wasn't so stressed out and tired. An hour in. Heart of Gold. Saturday Nights with a K. Danny's Girl, produced by Walters. Oh Mabel. Look at that outfit. Jewels. I don't wear jewelry usually because I'm a guy. I don't wear earrings or rings on my finger or necklaces or any of that because I feel effeminate when I wear jewelry. I usually don't. Yeah. He's barely in the movie. I respect cinema from olden days because nowadays people forget about old cinema entirely because they don't go see the original films in the theater. They always got to see the what's trendy instead of what's right in front of their face. Just a few more minutes and the movie's done. Can't believe the year's almost over, but it will end. Dramatic fade out. She's wearing her fur. I did some things wrong this year too. I trusted people I shouldn't have. Also, I did podcasts for movies that were not the most popular. I get it, but this one I'm not doing for the algorithm. I'm doing it for me. It's the last black and white movie I'm doing for 2025. The next one will be in 2026, sometime in January, if I can. Just not my birthday, because my birthday I'll be out all day. I got to get away from it all. I want to be in a place where I haven't been to before, have a good time, and just remind myself that there's some good in this world. There's some good places to be that doesn't involve, distractions and people on their phones and such. Unfortunately, that's a foreshadowing. Yeah, I hope so for 2026 because it's the first year with a six in it since 2016, and that wasn't the greatest year either, but it was still better than this year. At least the pandemic didn't happen, and physical media was all around me. Black Friday was better. They had more on TV in 2016 than they did the last 5 years. We're almost done. It's a drama, yeah, but I knew that going in, but I forgot that she dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie because I wanted to do something with her. I've never done a Dorothy Lamour movie before. Yeah, I didn't do the road movies yet, or My Favorite Brunette, or any of the other films she's done. At least today is a Friday, so I don't have to go out because it's raining and it's windy out. So I want to avoid the winds after the snow last week. But most of the snow's probably gone by now. All that rain will wash it away. All that snow and ice was washed into the drain pipe by now. He's forcing himself on her again. That was a different time, guys. Remember that. Women were not girl bosses in 1948. Even though Lulu Belle is a very likable character despite her flaws. Yeah, men, don't put your hands on women. Just don't do it, even if you're wearing a mask. I don't know how people think that they can molest people, in the streets just because they're wearing a mask. I can still see you. It's not like you're invisible. It's not like you have the invisible cloak from Harry Potter or you have Miles's invisibility costume. Yeah, you. I can still see you. People need to keep their hands to themselves. Stop grabbing. Can't wait to be Mr. Terrific at Comic Con next year. Hopefully, I'll get my costume in 2026. Because when I got that mouse costume, I used it. I bought it back in January this year. Because Party City was going out of business. I wanted to get some costumes before they went out of business. This is where the movie left off. In the beginning, where in the sweet party, and then you hear the gunshots, and then that's where the movie started. Enough with the whistling already, sheesh. God, my dad thinks he's a bird, always whistling. I'm like, no, just I don't want to hear whistling unless it's actual birds outside, and they're not outside because it's raining, so birds can't fly in the rain. They have to fly away. Because Oppenheimer wishes it was a movie like this, because that movie's way too long. It's more than an hour longer than this, and I don't get why. Because Nolan can't make a short film anymore. Everything has to be almost 3 hours long. Ugh. I do. It's my home. Born and raised here. Exactly. I could stop doing podcasts tomorrow and not do one until January. It's my choice, not the algorithms. See someone like my comment on Pennywise going, again, he does weird noises. It makes me laugh. That's why I don't find him scary, because I'm like, it's a clown, guys. Clowns aren't scary to me. They don't scare me because it's an art form. Because I saw the Joker when I was a kid. In the '89 film, the animated series, and other stuff, the '60s show. Clowns are cool. This is telling a story, at least. It's not going to be for everybody, but, it's telling a story. It's not preaching. Plus, the musical numbers in this movie are short. They're not 5 or 10 minutes long, and they're sporadic throughout the movie. It's not a full musical. There's like almost a half hour where there's no singing. So it's not Wicked where they sing a lot, or The Sound of Music, or Mary Poppins, or West Side Story. No, there's way more singing in those. I haven't seen West Side Story, but I know there's a lot of singing in it. That's why the movies are long. The original and the remake. '75 minutes in. '77 minutes. We got about 10 minutes left. Her face was nearly flawless, man. It's like the Lucy Hale nowadays, with those large, friendly eyes and that beautiful face of hers. We know. Fortunately, that doesn't happen because you know what happens in the beginning. And I'd rather watch this any day over Love Actually because I just don't like some of the themes in that. Yeah. People say it's the most romantic movie ever made. I'm like, there's a scene that's really creepy in this movie, and I don't mean like a jump scare. I mean like it's just not it's not romantic at all. I find it really, really awkward. And it's with two Brits, so I don't care about them. There's no Brits in this movie. Didn't need it. Because they drag movies down for me a lot of the time. 'Wow. Yikes. Exactly. A woman is not a piece of property like a land or a car or something. It's a human being with feelings and with emotions and their own interests and thoughts. They can't be controlled. Sorry. 80 minutes in. We're almost done. Yeah, a few more minutes, and then I've seen this movie for the second time in several years because I don't remember this movie at all. It's some of it's coming back to me, but it's been so long. It's decent. I just don't like the downbeat tone. Incomparable Lulu Belle. Oh, this is how the movie started. You gotta eat some cereal. For a big. This is when it happens. It's like the ending of Lincoln. Oh, there it is, the shot. Now you see it. The movie's almost done. I need some better socks because it's kind of cold today. It's not freezing like Sunday, but this it's cool in here because it's very windy out today. Movies are just too long now. If they were an hour and 27 minutes, it'd be much more bearable than a lot of the movies that come out. Back in the day, they knew how to make a movie short and sweet for the most part. Oh yeah, now they're putting the heat on. It's about time. Because movies that are an hour and 20 minutes nowadays are like for kids usually. Now these movies for adults have to be really long. It's not hot today just because it's raining. It's still cold outside. Yeah, we need the heat now because it's not hot today. It won't be hot for a couple of months until like April or May because the winter is cold. January, February, March. Time for frigid air, more snow, and a lot of winds and unpleasant cold. You didn't mean to? Yeah. Yeah. That's the same excuse that this guy did when he, ended Rob Reiner and his wife for no reason. They didn't do anything. No one has excuses. If you commit murder, you have to pay the price. You always do. But we don't see her, do we? I forgot again. I haven't seen this ending in a long time. I like being a free man because I don't want to be behind bars or in a cell. I'm not an animal. And that's the movie. That was Lulu Belle. You don't really see her, so she doesn't die, but it's still a downbeat, ending. So that was the movie. Thanks for watching. The few you did, acknowledge me, and I'll see you guys Sunday.